Hello, I'm Julie Friedman Smith from Parenting Power.
And I'm Gail Bell.
And this month is all about real time, hashtag real time, making the time to connect with our kids. So we found this fantastic article online. It was in the Washington Post. Do you want to talk about it?
Sure, I've just pulled it up on my computer. The title is The First Rule of Sports, brackets all parenting, don't speak. So we've been talking about connecting, and then this article says don't speak. So we just want to clarify really what we mean by that.
Mm-hmm. So we should just say this is an article by Nancy Starr. We'll link to it below in this video so you can go and check it out. It's a really great article, so easy to relate to. Anyway, now back to you.
Right. So the whole premise of the article is there's actually times when, as parents, we feel emotional with our children. When our children are emotional, whether it be, in this case, specifically a sporting event, or it could be a school exam or test or anything that, piano exam, piano concert, choral festival, where kids' emotions are high. And we often feel as parents that we need to talk to them right after, whether we say, oh, good try, you did your best, or, you won, or too bad you lost. It's okay, there'll be another time. And really, when we think about it, it's not helpful. And if we talk to kids about it, they'll also tell us that that's not a time. They need that us parents speaking to them.
Yeah, it's almost asking for an argument. Really, right? Because there's so much emotion in the child. They haven't really processed it yet. And we start talking to them. And then no matter what we say, it's going to be the wrong thing. Or there's a good chance it's going to be the wrong thing and set them off.
Yeah, so just to increase our awareness as parents that that's one time we really want you to connect eye to eye, shoulder to shoulder, and make that a priority this month because that's our theme this month. But this is one time where you will probably realize if you don't speak, and I know my bad habit is to say, did you have fun? And I actually asked my daughter, I said, after I read this article, I said, do you like it when I say that? She said, no, I don't like it when you say that.
That's great feedback.
So I'm really trying hard this month not to say anything, and then they'll start to talk if they need to talk, and then we can respond in a more productive manner for them.
The theory is when we leave that space, that silence, we're leaving a hole for the kids to fill. And the challenge is that it may take them a few minutes or many minutes to fill it, because if they've just gone through a big event, they may just not want to talk about it.
Right. And we know, and we talk about it in our 5 hours of parenting, is when kids are emotional, or any human being, when they're ready to speak about it, the most productive thing we can do is just acknowledge their feelings.
Just
not try to fix it, not try to make them feel better, just acknowledge those feelings. Plus, we're doing a lot as parents then, because we're allowing them to learn how to deal with their feelings, and that feelings change, and they're not a sad person, they're just feeling sad in the moment.
That's right. So here's the byproduct of this conversation, because the last thing we want to say is don't ever say anything to your kids. And there are times when saying nothing is really not the right way to go. And so one of those times is when there's misbehavior and you feel like, well, if I just say nothing, hopefully it'll stop. And so the idea that if we ignore it, it will go away. And what we believe at Parenting Power is that ignoring is pretty much the same as condoning. So it's not to say that we have to launch into a big blah, 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 blah around it. Our one of our mottos is act, don't, yak. On the other hand, when there's misbehavior, if we ignore it, we're pretty much just saying that it's okay. So we have an opportunity to name that misbehavior, just describe it, notice it. And you can even ask a question, where do you need to be, or what needs to be happening?
Or that's not okay.
Yeah, just defining that it's not what's acceptable. It's just important that we don't go swing the pendulum all one way, where going from talking all the time to saying nothing, and we want to just find that middle ground. And so part of it that Gail and I have been doing since we read this article, because it just resonated with us so clearly, is reminding ourselves as we go into a situation, as we go in to watch a competition, or we know our kids are coming home from an exam or a game or something, is making a plan to not say
anything. Because that
anything.
is theirs. We need to allow them to own that part of their life.
Yeah, it's not really about us, is it?
It really isn't about us.
But it still it's hard to watch.
Sure.
Like, it is about us in that respect, but we don't need to be the one to say something.
No.
And perhaps that's a good cue for us to stop talking. And we'll talk to you next week. Have a great week.
Bye-bye.